Could Canadian Tires in Quebec soon look like this? What about Home Depot? Or Subway? Or could Costco also change its look? And the same for Dollarama, all 400 of them. Believe it or not, changes like this would barely satisfy the storefront sign draft regulation passed by Quebec in early 2024. I'll let you process that for a second. Done? Okay. But that's not the only option for stores like Canadian Tire. Basically, stores with non-French names need to add French descriptions that are twice as large as the name itself. The provincial government produced this document to help businesses understand. It showed two options: a larger description above the store name, or add a bunch of descriptive words that take up twice the space of the name. Oh, that seems much simpler, right? Yeah, okay. See you next time. No, it's not simple. If we applied option 2 to this Canadian Tire and its 20-meter sign, it would look something like this. Home Depot might have to look like this. Or Costco, this. Or they could all just shrink their store names too, I suppose. These are the options for any store in the province that has a name in any language other than French. Well, not any store. Don't worry, Timmy's fans, your favorite restaurants will stay the same. That's because stores named after someone or a family are exempt. So McDonald's, Bell, Guzzo Cinemas, and others are safe. But this is where it gets complicated, because not all stores fall into the French name, non-French name, or family name categories. We found a whole list of stores that sit somewhere in the middle. And it starts with this behemoth. Bear with me here. The biggest box of all, Walmart, is a combination of the founder's name, Sam Walton, and the clearly not French word, Mart. I mentioned Dollarama, founded in Quebec, but even the company admitted to us the name isn't French or English. Then there are stores with acronyms for non-French names like MEC or DQ. And what about Starbucks? It's based on a character from Moby Dick, which I shouldn't have to tell you isn't a French book. And it goes on. So how do we know who makes the cut? The answer is, we don't. The first thing I did when researching this story was ask Quebec's French language ministry which companies this new regulation would apply to, specifically asking about Walmart and Dollarama. The answer? They said ask Quebec's language watchdog. So of course, I asked the OQLF. They answered, saying the office does not comment on specific cases. I pushed further, asking both the OQLF and the ministry about stores like Canadian Tire, asking them if there was some exception I wasn't aware of to spare them from creating these comically large storefront signs to avoid a fine. All they did was confirm the same wording of the regulation. They were unwilling to answer questions about the largest stores in the province. And even stranger, I reached out to nearly every store I've mentioned so far, and no one wanted to talk about this. Except Dollarama, who said they're reviewing the new regulations and will ensure they are compliant. The Retail Council of Canada, which represents most of the retailers, did get back to me. Their president telling me the RCC's members were planning a series of meetings with the OQLF in the coming weeks. And he did express one concern that really gets to the heart of this. Supersized signage aside, changes to storefronts like this cost money, big money. The province estimated the changes would cost businesses $7 to $15 million total province-wide, but a lawyer who specializes in business compliance with the Charter of the French language says that's more likely the cost for one big chain.
A big store, for example, you will have the trademark at several places on the building. It's not one sign, it's potentially multiple signs, because it's really every time the trademark appears on the side of the building.
Just to give you an idea of how many locations and signs we're talking about, in Quebec there are 620 Subways. We mentioned the 400 Dollaramas, 200 New Look eyeglass stores, 100 Canadian Tires, 70 Walmarts, and plenty others with dozens of locations. And companies are also on a tight deadline. They need to study the law, design new signs, get them approved under municipal zoning regulations, fabricate and install them, all before June 1st, 2025. All of this necessary, according to Quebec's French language minister, to protect that language.
Quebecers are aware, they are afraid of what's happening in French here.
But I'm still left wondering, will big chains actually go through with this, eat the fine, fight it in court, or leave Quebec altogether? Well, for now, this is just a draft regulation, which means retailers still have a chance to voice their opinions. But the lawyer I spoke to says once regulations reach this stage, they usually don't change. And if they don't, after June 1st, 2025, if your local Canadian Tire still looks like this, you can report them to the OQLF. Or you can just go buy something.